Check one, check two, check. Uh, let me get. Maybe I'm the one being trolled, chat. Yeah, fixing. Got it. I'm echoing a bit. Is it coming through your speakers, back through your mic? Because there shouldn't be any echo this way. No patience, we riot. Pitchforks. Oh, I can hear me. Hello? Are we there? Chat, just spam some numbers in the chat once you can start hearing me. Can you hear me now? Check one, check. Check. Oh, Argo So says good. Okay, let's just start it from the top, chat. You sound like you're in an arena. Interesting. Is the gain super turned up somewhere? Maybe I am in an arena. Chat, are we good out there? Should we start again? Are you guys ready for the full breakdown? Welcome to Championship Sunday, everybody. The biggest prize pool, though, so far of 2026. People have been trying to qualify for this thing for months, and now we are here, whittled down to the final three players. The final three players. I mean, we started with 32 of the greatest players in the game, whittled that down yesterday, and then this morning, of course, continued on until we are stuck with the top three, folks. The top three going to be shooting for the top. The top prize, of course, is being named season champion of season 1, 2026. And, of course, taking home $1,000 Did you on stream? $1,000 on the top today, folks. 4,000 total US dollars in the prize pool. Again, we're down to our final three. Now, let me walk you through the scenarios. So far, big shout outs. So let me back up a little bit. Double elimination bracket this morning, folks, means that if you have 2 losses, you get eliminated from the tournament. Right now, we have one member, one person who has 0 losses. They are the winner of the upper bracket or the winner's bracket. That is Shizunix. Shiz been playing out of his mind, has not taken a loss yet today, which means they are the winner of the upper bracket. The other 2 players we're going to see today are Frank Castell and Heya11. They have each lost 1 match, which means if either one of them loses, they are eliminated from the tournament. The winner of that match will go to face Shizunix in the grand finals. So, big matches coming up, of course. It's going to be Frank Castell versus Heya11 for that lower bracket final. Whew. Winner stays alive, loser goes home. Oh my good gravy. The tensions are high. People have been playing fantastically from what I've heard. Big shout out to Shizunix also for hosting and what am I trying to say? Adminning the bracket and all of that. Put all your knowledge on the caster seat. Yeah, shout out. Snugget can't be here today. He's missing out on Championship Sunday. But we are here. Blast Switch is here. Lights here. Master Villoria. Tushar, what up, brother? Argo Soul. Who else is here? Light. Did I already say that? Maybe not. Maybe I did. Thanks for hanging out today, y'all. Ross can put the emotion. That's right. That's right. There are some subtle nuances to the game that I've got lots to learn, but frankly, I bring the emotions. But yeah, we're gonna get these players in here again. Frank Castell versus Heya11 will be our first match. That's the lower bracket finals. Lower bracket finals. Each of these players has 1 loss, which means they cannot lose again, or their day is done. Taking home a pretty big chunk of cash, but again, no chunk bigger than the winner, of course. $1,000 4 digits, baby. 4 digits. Folks, while you're here, make sure you hit the little thumbs up on YouTube. Make sure we get a lot of likes on this one. You can also hit up all the Instagram accounts. We got Reign of Titans Esports, Reign of Titans Tales, Reign of Titans IN, Reign of Titans BR, and all of the auxiliary Reign of Titans accounts. Thank you guys so much for blowing it up on social media. The players have been hot today. They're ready to get into it. And it looks like we are so close. Here we go. First match of lower bracket finals. Heya 11 versus Frank Castell. This is a best of 5 King of the Hill format, which means the winner continues to stay until they lose. Start playing. Here we go. Here we go. Spam that heart button on YouTube. Spam that heart button on YouTube. Let's get crazy. It's going to be first matchup is Sky versus Forest. Heya playing Sky. Frank Castell playing Forest. And we are off to the races, people. What's it going to be? It looks like, at least from the outward appearance here of this Sky, that we're looking at agility Sky. Pretty balanced here between a lot of the stats, though. Hazy's in the chat. Here comes Iron Maiden. Going to try to put up a little defensive wall plus 30 for this turn. There's the steal, though. Mana drain early as well. High impact scroll here on turn 1. When you only start with that 140 mana, getting 50 of your opponents is a pretty big deal. Spinning shield, big damage. We are looking at potentially the aggro version of a Forest Titan with this double shield outfit. The way this is going to work is that Forest is going to try to buff their defense up as much as possible and then blast that defense into offense using the Nature's Boon keyword. Crystal Luna. Tackle from Sage Art. Tackle a big scroll, deals damage as well as double binds your opponent's hand, which means, oh, not with the Purification, though. Purification wiping away at least the MP debuffs on Crystal Luna. Still going to be double bound for next turn. There's a cancellation. Wind Blow from Crystal Luna. Sage Art living fine so far. Everybody's sort of doing stuff, but not getting much done here. 307 to 406. Fun to see two sort of more aggressive builds than maybe we anticipated. But again, it's only match 1 of this best of 5. The King of the Hill format, meaning the winner will stay on with this Titan. Dense defense. There's a big defensive scroll just in time for the tackle to come through and deal minimal damage. Shrapnel as the response. Here comes Earthquake Smash. Oh, man. Sage Art is loving this defensive buff this turn. Taking 2 meaty attack scrolls. That's right. Keep smashing those hearts, those 100 emotes on YouTube. Glad you guys are here. Who do you guys got for this one? Who's winning the lower bracket? Is it going to be Heya? Is it going to be Frank Castell? Shazenix is sitting fine as a dime up there as the winner of the upper bracket. Will get the winner of this match for grand finals. Reversal. Big defensive swing there. Stealing defense from the opponent. Sage Art protected. A little bit of a teardown with that headbutt. Here comes Claws. Oof. Mana overflow from Sage Art. Now sort of in the danger zone. If Crystal Luna so chooses, they do have their surge meter maxed out as well, blinking red as to warn the opponent. Danger, danger. We know that these agility type skies or these balance type skies have the damage output required. There's Living Woods. Oh my, 100 defense for Sage Art. Just for a second, though, this is madness. Going to steal away 10 of every stat, including the ever important agility stat. Maybe this is a setup for the final closing turn. Crystal Luna. Whacking therapy for 105. Some Mackies. Apex of the Sky, though, going to get Sage Art down into double digits. It's the Spike Shield. Not quite enough. Crystal Luna at 34 in the hot seat. What's it going to be? Plenty of mana for both of these players for this closing turn. 41 agility puts Crystal Luna in the driver's seat. Do they have 114? On 41 agility or 45 attack, what deals 114? Could be, I mean, we've already seen Earthquake Smash. It's Wind God Star, gonna steal some MP and pray, but the Oak Strike is going to be strong enough. Heya falls. It's Sage Art by Frank Castell taking game 1 and will be moving into game 2. What will the response be from Heya? Barn burner out here. Whoo! Game 1 heating up. Wild times. Wild times. It looked like Crystal Luna was in charge there for a minute, but that second to last turn from Sage Art dealing, I don't know, upwards of 250 damage in one turn, putting Crystal Luna down at 34, and it could not. We saw Heya digging for some healing, some dodging, something, but could not make it happen. Frank Castell up 1-0 here in this best of 5. Make some noise, chat. We got 6 likes already on YouTube. Can we get a couple more out here? Argo Soul with a little cheer for Frank. Get crazy, brother. Cheering on the people. Put some hearts in the chat, some parties in the chat. Just get wild. We're on YouTube exclusively today. Twitch has been sort of betraying us recently. We're going to reconfigure that and get it up ASAP, but we're thankful for all of you on the YouTube end right now. All right. Here we go. Game number 2. Heya sends out the Poison. The Poison La Muerte against Sage Art the Forest. It looks like, at least from outward appearance, that Sage Art is coming in all the same as last match. Superb game. I agree. Well done by the players. Spiked Armor going to be pulling that defense out of the hole. Timber for Sage Art. Again, lots of scrolls being played, but not a lot of results being had. Lots of debuffs and strategic dodging here. There's the Deadly Gas, one of the larger toxin and poison scrolls in the poison lineup. Frank will bring curry. Oh, I love curry. Chat, what's your favorite curry? Are you more red curry people or green curry, or is it a different curry all around? I feel like when I go out for curry, I just flip a coin. Red curry or green curry. I like them all. Here comes the acid rain. Oh my God. Look at all these status effects on the side here. Hey, prepping for something major. There's Bug Sting as well. Into the 70 defense. It does not matter though. Poison does not care about your shields. 221 from the swarm attack. Oh my. There's Earthquake in it. On the way back though, things are not as clear cut as they may seem. There's the spear for 70. Sage Art down to 100. Manuel going to get them healthy though, and they get that agility advantage back for the next turn. Will Sage Art, the Forest Titan, find another victory, or will La Muerte be able to close it out here? Oh my. That was a crazy turn. That was a crazy turn. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, yo, Reign of Titans India in the house. What up, what up, what up? Yo, Meditate popping off. Sage Art trying to bring something big. La Muerte with the heal. Super clutch. Living Woods for the plus 60. What are they reaching for? What are they reaching for? Is it too slow? Oh, log hit for 66. Is it too slow? Hey, do you have the answer? Tacking on some poison damage. J-Strike for 70 couple. Oh, inject Venom. It's going to come down to end of turn. It's going to come down. End of turn damage ticking away. 2 left. Oh my gosh. What's it going to be? Sage Art does have the agility advantage. Will get to resolve their scroll slot 1 first. But La Muerte in control, at least in terms of health total. But we know, we saw last match 100 damage just getting erased by Sage Art. What's the play, Sage Art? It's Oak Strike. Just had to play some offense and pray, but it's going to be the Steel Punch. Ka-chow! And hey, ya, evens up the series here in lower bracket finals. That's 1-1. Hey, ya, Frank Castell. Oh my gosh. Now the plot thickens, folks. That was game 2. We are going to see La Muerte next, as the King of the Hill format mandates that the player return with the same Titan. There's still a lot of tomfoolery, a lot of shenanigans that can happen, though, even knowing that. Especially with Poison Titans. We've seen the flexibility in the last couple months. Oh, my good gravy. Steel Punch for the closer. What a whack. I imagine Frank was scurrying to try to find a disrupt or something to stick out there in scroll slot 1. Had to go for the timber and just try to race to the end. But it's 1-1. 100 damage was impossible. That makes sense. La Muerte had the defensive advantage, a little upper hand without any buffs. Oh, me, oh, my. Here we go. It's going to be Heya playing Poison here in game 3 versus Frank Castell playing Sky with Seraph. Let's get it on. Game 3, pivotal match here. We'll see if La Muerte can claim another victim, or if it's Frank Castell's turn to go ahead 2-1. Stall is your bet? I think your bet is broken. Combo breaker, snare. All of these debuffs here from Seraph. We saw all the stats get traded to one side and then instantly back the other way. We're back at base, essentially, but the snare is the teeter-totter point, giving even a slight advantage. Whirlwind spin. Does it return to deck? It does not. It does not. The old aerial ace. Not headed back to the deck. We love it when a little whirlwind spin. You guys remember when there was a whole bunch of scrolls? There's a whole bunch of scrolls that return to your deck. Well, I was wrong. It is what it is. GG's. La Muerte versus Seraph the Sky. Again, this is looking like an attack Sky based on the weapon outfit. Run for cover is first scroll. Iron Maiden first scroll for La Muerte, getting themselves out of that red deficit in the defensive stat. Oh, everything's choking for me. Mom Spaghetti. There's the cancellation. La Muerte protected by that one. Infected stab in the other direction. Tons of stacks of swarminess. Oh, but Seraph gets first option here. First option. The end of turn alone, you just can't wait. That's the thing about playing against Poison. You can't just sit around. Poison will just nickel and dime you away until you're a pile of dust. La Muerte, though, only has 259 health remaining. Will they survive the onslaught? First thing is a true strike through the 60 defense. There's a perch as well to keep Seraph healthy. Bug invasion. Oh, those red numbers. Status effects over there on Seraph, making me all hot and bothered. There's Manuel. La Muerte going to have plenty of resources next turn. If they're alive, there's a head. Oh my, deadly gas. But the agility still tells the same story. Look at all the ticks there, Seraph. Oh my gosh. This one's close, folks. 16-3 is the agility count, which means Seraph resolves first. Can they deal 141? Maybe not one scroll, but it is not far off. This game could end this turn with all the damage output on board. What do we got here? First resolution, Vampiric Strike. Going to get a little bit of that life drain. Plus 17. Imagine that's the difference maker. Seraph with 17 extra health. La Muerte, though, feeling the heat. There's the heal. Big heal for La Muerte to keep them in the match. They have to be alive at the end of turn for the end of turn damage to much matter. Throw spear comes through. Swarm attack. It's going to be over. The Hive explosion. Call your friends, call your mom, call your mom's friends. All the bees come out. Hive swarm. Bow. Hey, ya, up 2-1 on Frank Castell. What a match. Oh, what a match. That was teetering, dude. Why did Frank not play anything in scroll slot 1? Not a lot of mana, I guess. Literally, Major Recovery was in scroll slot 2. Ground Pound would have hit first, but maybe that's... Their brain is bigger than mine, chat. They are in the season championship lower bracket finals. That Major Recovery was clutch for Hey Ya. Otherwise, this would have been curtains. Would have been curtains. So, La Muerte will return. Who's going to come out for Frank Castell? Hey Ya on match point. Match point. This will be the third victory if it falls that way. Frank Castell must win 2 in a row here. Incredible set so far. Incredible set so far. Holy cannoli. All right. La Muerte versus Campeon. Poison v Poison here in game number 4. Hey Ya winning 2-1 so far here in lower bracket finals. Mana drain straight out the gate. Will that disrupt some of Hey Ya's plans? We will find out. Oh, really nice games. I agree. Let's spam some hearts in the chat for these players. They are crushing it right now. Chat, glad you guys are here. Thanks for hanging out. Bug Sting. There's all those red effects, chat. I'm getting scared again. Deadly Gas as well. That's a big one. That's a big one. That's a spice and meatball. Refined Poison as well. Oh my good gravy. Oh, look at it just ticking away. Look at it just ticking away. Both sides. It's now a two-sided affair, this end of turn status effect stuff. You can see those on the right and left side of your screen. Each of those red status effects essentially symbolizing death, damage to your face from these poison element titans. Campeon, no agility. Does have 9 Magicka. Interesting stat lineup. I don't even know how he got here. Fruit Vision coming out to block the next attack. Did they catch a good one here? Inject Venom. More of those toxin and poison keywords laid up. Toxic Waste for 155. It's a Major Recovery from La Muerte. Maybe they saw the future. They saw that coming. Getting their health total back over 300. And again, all of those status effects, once the Hive pops, right? When you play that Hive keyword, it instantly changes all of those status effects to damage, but then they're gone. The statuses are gone, so you use it when you can, but you could also just let them linger and then let them pop at the end, you know? Ooh, slow scroll is played. The slow scroll is played. Sonic Boom for half. You love to see a little discount. But that slow scroll might be the victory condition here, lowering the agility level of La Muerte down to 0, which means Campeon resolving all of these scroll slots first, including the ones next turn, unless we see some other stats. Oh my good gravy. Look at them all just peeling away. Campeon down into red health. This is championship point for Hey Ya. If La Muerte can take a win here, Frank needs to win 2 in a row. They know how important this match is. If you win, you go to grand finals, you have a chance at winning $1,000 US. If you lose, you take home your change, but you're done for the day. Done for the day. What is it going to be? First scroll, Wind God Star. Oof. Gonna steal mana away from La Muerte. La Muerte down in the hole. Gets the Acid Rain off, though, which is still damage. Toxic Waste is played. 90 damage. Deadly Gas. Things are escalating quickly. Chronic Disease. It's going to happen. It's all happening in one turn. It's over. La Muerte was going to get it there at the end of turn, but didn't make it. Curtains, baby. Frank Castell back in this thing. 2-2 in losers bracket finals. Mwah! That is Reign of Titans bliss right there. Oh, my God. Holy dudes, that was crazy. There was enough end of turn damage. Campion was going to lose if they hit end of turn, but they said, nope, chronic disease. Hit the deadly gas, chronic disease combo. Put him in a coffin for how many hive damage was that? I think it's like 245 hive damage or something crazy. Whoo! What a match. What a match. What a match. So we are going to see Frank Castell playing Poison. Who is Heiya going to send in for the tiebreaker? Let's go. Yash Kakote, what up? Glad you're here, hanging out. What a battle, dudes. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Could have gone either way. What a game. Yeah, it turns out the Wind God Star was the savior, right? Wind God Star comes out, drains 40 MP from Heiya, and that gives Frank Castell the green light to go for it. Oh, me, oh my. Here we go. Game 5. Do or die. It's going to be Spike. I haven't seen a Spike Titan in an age, chat. Spike versus Poison. Heiya's got a plan. Heiya's been training. Spike versus Poison. Maybe the idea is to use the spiked keyword to keep that defense low and get your damage through quickly? Question mark? We're going to see what the game plan is here. Again, winner of this match goes to play Shazenix for grand finals. Loser is done for the day. You did well. You got third place. You did well. You got third place. But nobody wants third when first is so close. You can smell it. Oh, Fruit Vision. Scroll for Campion. Pegasus. Trident Thrust gets snuffed. Canceled. Here comes the healing nature. The question is, did Campion change some things? Are we seeing the exact same Campion we saw last match or not? We'll never know until we start seeing more of the scrolls pop off. What a match. I think it's Stall Spike. I don't know. I haven't seen a Spike in a hot minute. There's Titan Meditation for the Dispel, but there was nothing going on over on the Pegasus side. Maybe that's just a toss. Maybe that was intentional. Holy, now there's stats everywhere, boys. The provocation. Provocation getting crazy out here. Oh, man. This is going to be crazy. Going to be wild. All right, Wind God Star, like we said, savior of the last game, stealing away MP, dealing damage. At least a tricky one. Yeah, there's got to be some shenanigans happening here. Heiya's got a plan. He brought this for, there's Toxic Waste for 75. So not the biggest hive we've seen, but definitely still good damage. I mean, look, Pegasus scrapping together here in yellow health. Campion relatively unscathed at 426. Now, does Campion press the go-go button and get nutty here, or do they kind of sit back and let the poison do its thing? We will see when we return from this commercial break. I'm just kidding. We don't have commercials here. Burrow under. Now, that is a great defensive option here in turn 1. Alchemist for the scroll slot 2. Lethargy from Campion. And now the scroll totals are equal. Sorry, they were at the end of that turn. 5 in the hand, 15 in the bucket for Pegasus. 5 in the hand, 17 in the bucket for Campion. Is it going to be a hurry up and slow down type game? Game 5, Spike v. Poison. Acupuncture is first scroll. It does some damage. It gets the point across. You guys get the pun? No. Okay, prank as well. There's another Joke's on You. Maybe this is just a pure Joke's on You deck. He wants Campion to just have to throw away so much stuff We'll see. How does Frank Castell respond? Anything still left in the hand at the end of turn, Campion going to be throwing away. It's going to be Jungle Block. Maybe he doesn't care. Temporal Shift from Pegasus, not going to take any damage this turn. Bug Sting. Oh, man, still applies all of its end of turn damage, though, but the direct damage, not so much. What a big brain play from Frank. Healing Nature for Pegasus. They know. They have to counterbalance this ticking time bomb damage from the poison. Pegasus having to play so many scrolls to stay healthy. Campion having to pitch scrolls at the end of turn. It's just all coming a wash. It's all coming out a wash. 5-11, 5-11 is the game right now. Who will prevail? The sneaky, cheeky Spike? Or will it be Campion with the traditional sort of poison hive lineup? Cleansing gets canceled. Oh no. So going to take the damage from the previous turn. Was supposed to wipe all that away, but instead taking it right on the chin. Pegasus not loving that. Beautiful play by Frank. Oh my. 58 defense for Campion. Not going anywhere currently and actually winning the scroll race in terms of having more at this very moment. Critical decisions happening here in these final couple turns, or at least final couple hands of scrolls. Mana Drain, a big difference maker. Now there's a Purification. Going to peel away some of stats from Campion, but more importantly, that end of turn damage, but it gets reapplied. It gets reapplied tenfold by Campion, but I mean, oh my, what's happening? Okay, all right. Turn ends. All of the negative health for Pegasus, 239. Campion, healthy as a jaybird, but only has 10 scrolls left. Do they have 239 left? Big decisions to be made. Big brain calculations, making their best guess possible. Campion versus Pegasus. This is game 5. This is, oh my God, freaking Swarm right off the rip. Disrupt is the next scroll. Quick throw. It's good. It's over. Quick throw. Pegasus got put in the cage and Campion takes the victory. Frank Castell moving to grand finals. Hey-ya played perfectly well. Exquisite. Going to be ending their tournament in 3rd place. Wow, what a match. Wow, what a match. Frank in control there with Campion. Those jokes on yous just could not cut the difference enough. Every time, I mean, Pegasus was having to spend so many scrolls to stay healthy. That's the problem. Campion just kept pushing the envelope, pushing the gas pedal, getting crazy. And it all paid off. Headed to grand finals to play against Shizenix, which, funny enough, for those of you that have not been following the drama of the bracket, Shizenix has already beat Frank Castell in upper bracket finals. So that was the upper bracket final match. Shizenix takes it. Frank went down to play Hey-Ya in the lower bracket, and now Frank has risen like a phoenix from the ashes to play Shizenix in grand finals. Now, for those of you that are unaware of how this double elimination grand finals will work, Shizenix has 0 losses. Frank Castell has 1 loss. If Shizenix wins, Frank will have 2 losses and get eliminated. If Frank Castell wins, boop, they both will have 1 loss, and they will play another best of 5 called a bracket reset. The lower bracket has 1 loss. Shizenix would then have 1 loss. They would play another match to tie break. And then, of course, the loser of that match will have 2 losses and be eliminated from the tournament, take 2nd place, and we will have a champion. Reign of Titans in 2026, popping off. Bigger than ever, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Which style of curry do you want? Frank will bring it to me. I like both. I'll flip a coin. Like, does anybody have a coin? Anybody have a coin? Just any curry. I love curry. My wife and I make this. It's like a curry chicken salad. We eat it like on lettuce wraps. Oh, so good. Some grapes and some walnuts in there. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm. All right, we're going to get Shazenix in here and Frank Castell. We're going to get this grand finals popping momentarily. While we wait, chat, make sure you're hitting a little screenshot. Take a little screenshot that says you were here. Put it in proofs and submissions in the Discord channel. Get yourself some in-game loot-taroo. Everybody loves a little in-game loot. Nugget with a little love in the chat. You love to see it. Wow. So, I mean, things are going to get crazy here. Things are going to get crazy here, of course. Grand finals of the season championship. $1,000 to the winner. Still money, money to the second place. But, the headliner is the $1,000 US dollars. Ooh, to first place. It's going to be Shazenix or Frank Castell. Again, big ups to all 32 of the players. I mean, we had 3 months of people trying to qualify for this weekend's tournament. So everybody played so good and so, diligently with their teams through ranked, et cetera, to land themselves here in a top 32 in the game, playing for the big dog prizes. Whew. All right, we're getting the players online. I feel like before the action starts, I should go refill my water. I'll be back in 44 seconds. I hate to leave you guys alone, but I'd rather do this now than, imagine we get a bracket reset or, we're in the middle of game 5 and I'm like, my throat's hurting, Anywho, I'll be back in 44 seconds. Chat, put in the chat who you think's taking this thing. Is it going to be Shazenix or is it going to be Frank Castell? I'll be right back. We're back. No one said anything in the chat. Come on, people. Who's winning this thing? Who is winning this thing? Who's going to take home the biggest slice of bacon? We're getting the players lined up. Getting the players lined up. There we go. Frank Castell versus Shizenix in grand finals. You're betting with Spectre? What's the wager? 3-1 him now, huh? Or you're playing against Spectre, or you're betting on this match? Frank for the win, IMO. So again, Frank would have to win 2 best of 5s in a row. 2 best of 5s in a row. I think the odds are not necessarily 50-50. Shizenix has already beaten Frank in a best of 5 in upper bracket. But again, anything can happen. I'm just saying, I'm just giving you all the information, you know, giving you all the information. Again, the players were bringing 4 Titans today. King of the Hill format. All must be level 7. I gotta loosen up, chat. What do I even have on my shoulder? You guys didn't even tell me I have like threads on me. Jeepers. Jeepers. Did you guys see the Reign of Titans pancakes I made this morning? And I did some latte art. If you guys aren't in the Discord, get in the Discord, people. Here we go. It's match number 1 of Grand Finals. It's gonna be Shizenix playing Lumiere, the Dawn Titan versus Sage Art from Frank Castell. This is Grand Finals of Season 1 Championship Reign of Titans Madness. Let's get it on. Let's get it on. Winner of this best of 5. Well, not entirely true. Winner of this set. The winner of these 2. Taking home $1,000 out of the $4,000 prize pool. Reversal, the first scroll to pop off. Big defensive swings. Let's see what happens. It looks like Sage Art is the leadoff batter for Frank Castell again. We saw this in lower bracket finals, playing with their Forest Titan first, grabbing a win, and then losing in game 2. Lumiere using that order, the only Dawn exclusive healing scroll. Dawn, another sort of underutilized element, I'd say, in the last couple months. But it does have its place here in the meta, and maybe, just maybe, Shizenix knew what was happening. I mean, again, these 2 played in the upper bracket. This could literally be a run back of game 1. Who knows? Who knows? Does anybody know? The player who had some extra luck will win. Mana Well from Sage Art. Going to keep that mana bar nice and fresh in the coming turns. Oh, Spinning Shield is the canceled scroll. That's a big one. Lumiere loving that. Easily would have been 60 or 70 or 80 damage from that offhand weapon. Lumiere, 11 agility, not going to be good enough to resolve first. Sage Art with 14. So scroll slot 1 belongs to Sage Art with the tackle. Going to put that bind keyword on Lumiere. Lower their chances and abilities of getting the scrolls they want and need next turn. Headbutt, going to lower the agility and a blind there as well. Sage Art's next attack going to fizzle. Bloomguard instead going to get that defense popped up for Sage Art. But now the agility has flip-flopped. Lumiere going to play first. Only gets 3 scrolls, though, thanks to the double bind keyword. What sorts of shenanigans are going to ensue? Health totals relatively similar anyway, both in the orange health. Both with, half or more mana to spend this turn. Lumiere. Ooh, with the claw swipe. What's the play here? It's going to be Bulwark's Bless, sorry. To double, essentially. Oh, there's the Shining. Did they catch something huge? Rock Throw was the bait. What's going to be in scroll slot 4? Frank's got a treat for us. He said, Hold that shield bash for 0. Got the defense way up, but then there's Spike Shield for 62. Now we take those. Lumiere doing what Dawn Titans do best. Just dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge, weaving out of the way. Because Sage Art, with over 100 defense, popped the Nature's Boon and was ready to go slugging. But Lumiere said, no, not today. Not today. Here comes a mana drain as well. We are officially in the mid-game here, running into 10 scrolls left in the bucket for both these players. There's the steal, a super important, pivotal meta scroll right now. Steal 10 stats from every category from your opponent for 2 turns. Champion's Tail from that main hand, axe weapon. Diamond hands as well. Sage Art going to be down close to 100. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens, boys. We got Surge Meter maxed out for Lumiere. They also have the agility advantage, going to resolve first, and Sage Art sitting at 0 defense. It's art. It is art in motion, folks. Axe throw. Mana drain trying to scrap here. Monsulis. And it's over. Game 1 going to the Dawn Titan from Shazenix. It's Lumiere in grand finals. Mwah! What a match. What a match. Oh my goodness. Using that champion's axe to just peel away the defense of Sage Art. And then, of course, those blinded scrolls really keeping them in this thing, paying dividends for Lumiere. Didn't take either one of the biggest damage base outputs from the Spike Shield. I mean, that's easily 150 damage, would have been really close. Lumiere ended the match with 177 health. So if those two went through, who knows what would have happened. Here we go, people. It's game number 2 of grand finals. Shiz has to play Lumiere again. And we're seeing Seraph, the Sky Titan from Frank Castell. We do see a weapon change here from Lumiere, not playing Champion's Axe, thinking they need a little bit more firepower and a little bit less debufferoonies against something that's not Forest. So they guessed properly here. I imagine this Sky Titan is going to be much less defensive than the Forest. There's the Fallen. Paying health, but getting that eternal buff. There's Shining Echo. Oh, Snare does not get canceled because it doesn't deal direct damage. The next direct damage from Seraph will be fizzled. Ew, Tail Strike would have been pretty big there. Another great play from Lumiere. Frank just having to continue batting down the door, and there it is. Maybe they knew. Did it return to deck? Oh, it returns to deck as well. Frank Castell with the whirlwind spin. He is him going on Tim. What? I tried, chat. I tried. What a bombshell there from Seraph, though. With that increased attack stat from the Fallen, just pounding away. Didn't even care about the blinded on the first scroll. Came through with the closer in scroll slot 4. He's like, there's more where that came from, kid. This Sky Titan, oh my, just throwing the haymakers. Minus 60 there. Lumiere going to have to find some healing or those dodges or Bloomguard. Okay, I'll give him that. Bloomguard goes up, barely getting their defense up above 0, though. Back to 10 and now back down to 0. Run for cover, though. Doesn't care. Going to dodge the next attack. It's Wind Blow. Not the one they were looking for. Wind Blow, not a heavy damage scroll. Lumiere relying on dodging the biggest attacks to stay alive. Dawn, not necessarily known for its healing prowess, at least in comparison to other elements. All right. The dust settles, at least for the beginning of that match. And now here we are, sort of middle of the health bar for both Titans. Ground pound going to be good to lower that defense even more. Mirror Gaze might not even. Okay, it does. It pulls it up over 0 for defense. Echoing Blades. Interesting play. I love that scroll. Earthquake Smash. Big one here. Seraph going to be reeling now. Spike Shield for 94. They're just trading blows. Back forth. 100 damage apiece. Pop. 116 to 134. This is game 2 of Grand Finals, folks, of the Reign of Titans Season 1 Championship. $4,000 of prizing on the line. These players are locked. We started the day with 32. We started the weekend with 32. We're down to these 2 players. This turn is crazy. True Strike does not care about your defense. Here comes a blinded keyword. 1 scroll will do it. Earthquake Smash gets thwarted. 0 damage. Lumiere, what do you have next? Oh, it's going to be Headbutt. Going to try to take the agility lead. No, they're just going to go for a deadly attack from that main hand spear. 66-14. 1 damage claw swipe. Sha! Get him out of here. Frank Castell just had no juice. Ran out of juice. What? What am I missing here, people? True Strike in scroll slot 1. Still has 60 mana. Then the blinded. Then plays Earthquake Smash. Oh, only had 15 mana left. Just literally no juice. Just had to take it like a champ. And the spear, the Hex Javelin. Main hand for Lumiere with the free scrolls. 0 cost scrolls. Oh my gosh. Absolute artwork there from Shizenix. Frank Castell just had to sit and wait for the end of turn. Oh my, mana bar, ever important. Oh my. Chat, I need oxygen. There's just water in there. Water has oxygen in it, chat. H and 2 O's even. There's 2 oxygens in every water molecule. Here we go. Game 3. Is this going to be 3-0 in a handshake? Shizenix 1 match away from $1,000 prize. The biggest single prize. 4 digits in 2026. Reign of Titans going crazy. This week, though, for those of you that hadn't heard, this week on Friday, Titan Talk, we are getting the 2026 roadmap, the esports roadmap, the everything, the direction, the baba, the baba, the bing, the baba, bam, boom, bam. So tune in Friday on Titan Talk. It's going to be freaking crazy. It's going to be nutty. And I don't have school because it's spring break, baby. My students, doing fun things. I'm doing regular things, but I get to be there for Titan Talk. But enough yap. Ross, this is game 3 of Grand Finals. Shizenix on match point playing against Valantara, the Dusk Titan. Dusk v Dawn Grand Finals. If you would have asked me if Dusk v Dawn going to be the Grand Finals game 3, I'd have been like, what? But here we are, chat. Lumiere, already doing Lumiere stuff. Both Titans right around the 290 mark for health. Get this party started. 50 defense for Lumiere. Not usually the way that Dawn Titans rock. But maybe a Bloomguard or maybe it's probably the Mad Mirror scroll. Since it's not all the other stats. It's got to be the one that just steals defense. Now that makes sense, boys. Bloomguard, speaking of, Bloomguard pops off. And now Lumiere with 70 defense. But Distortion Jab doesn't care. It's true damage. 35 from the Dusk. Ooh, Loveless Lunge. 2 applications of the Drained. Now 3 application of the Drained keyword. Valantara gonna have to steal some more health. They're getting into that danger zone. Order. One of the only heals there for Dawn. Ooh, Blood Magic. Oh my God, are they gonna live? They are. Gets the plus 200. Valantara, imagine putting your tournament life on the line right there. Dipping into 52 health. That scroll requires you to pay 100 health And then at the end of turn, you get 200 back. So a high risk, high reward situation. And Frank Castell knew that they had it lined up. Or they made a really good guess. One of the two. One of the two. This is madness. It's true. Stealing 10 stats from every category. Velantara down in the all red. Here comes Shrapnel now. No defense. Velantara just taking this. Still has 2 applications of the drained keyword, as you can see in those status effects. Now 3 from Screech. A big life drain coming. No, Velantara. Oh, maybe. Pause. Rejection. That's 4 applications of the drained keyword. When's he going to drop the bomb? Frank Castell having to sit on his hands. Not enough scrolls in the day, he says. Again, Dusk Titans known for their life-stealing abilities. They deal that damage, but also drain that health and gain it back themselves, leaving their decks open for other, ways to push the envelope, not having to rely on healing-specific scrolls. Stomp it is. There's Disrupt from Velantara. Run for cover on the other side. 2 attacks going to fizzle now, 1 for each side. 1 Shatter Shriek, not a big deal. Was going to get that Shadow Veil keyword popped off. Hex of Dusk is the steal, but not even close to. And Montezula's Quake. Oh my, Mutual Torment. Lumiere is in the 1 scroll range, question mark. What does Lumiere do here? They resolve second. Frank Castell in the driver's seat here. Could be turn final. What deals 64? What in the Dusk lineup can deal 64 rock bottom base stats? We're going to find out. It's run for cover, though. Going to play defensive here, at least for a second. It's Shining Echo. It was a dodge for a dodge. An eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind. Velantara preserving themselves with a heal there. Mana drain, not super effective against Dusk Titans since they can play some scrolls paying health. Lumiere just on the razor's edge here. It's game, set, and match. The Vampiric Strike sucking the life out of Lumiere, and they fall. And Shiz NX will get a choice of what to play here in game 4. Frank Castell takes a W and is right back in it. 2-1 in favor of Shiz. Oh, Lumiere just ran out of steam. I mean, with all, it's kind of crazy. All those lifesteal, all that drained keyword, even the small scrolls like Screech and Rejection, all of those, especially because the drain was, we were what, 4 applications of the drained keyword? So what is that, like 150% effectiveness or something on lifesteal? It's crazy. Crazy. So even though massive lifesteal like, Loveless Lunge and what's the other one? There's a couple other major ones, but those tiny ones just kind of trickling it along. And yeah, Lumiere just kind of ran out of tools, it seemed, or at least couldn't find them in the last, 13 or 11 scrolls of the deck. What's it going to be, Shiz? Who do you send in to play against the Dusk? Dusk, a relatively sort of straight line play. Heavy damage, increase magicka, maybe even debuff their opponents. And then, of course, put that lifesteal to good use. It's sort of the game plan of Dusk all around. I mean, Shiz could pick any of their 4. Sorry, well, they can't do the run back. But 3 Titans remain for Shiz to choose from. Dusk is capable to clean the house. I agree. Dusk is very well-rounded and very capable of beating other elements. It's not like Frank is not locked in a cell here. Like if I had to ride one element, if somebody said you get one element to put your tournament life on, Dusk is definitely a fine one to be there with. Oh, going for the switcheroo. We got Shiz playing Sticky, the Poison Titan. Frank Castell still, of course, with Velantara, but switching the weaponry here to cater to a more debuff style game, which is going to be pretty good against Poison. Poison Titans, at least recently, have been putting up some pretty big defensive stats, letting that end of turn Toxin and Poison build, and then using that Hive keyword to deal the closing damage. So we'll see if this axe can get through to Sticky. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When you have a very sort of single facet play style, sort of like Dusk does, but it does it so well. That's what makes Dusk dangerous right now. And I shouldn't really call it single faceted, because you can steal enough health that your opponent just does not have enough damage to kill you. But you can also steal enough health to like as you're dealing that damage, right? So you can win with big damage, big Magicka numbers, or you can sort of take the back seat. Oh my, oh my, oh my. No back seat right now. But look at these numbers. It's all in the status effects here, chat. This is a crazy matchup in terms of status effects. We got to be looking at Poison and Toxin over applied to the Dusk. We got to be looking at the Drained keyword applied over to the Poison. And of course, the stat line is going to be so important here in this matchup. Sticky, I mean, will have their stats removed more often than not because of the Mad Mirror, because of the Steel Scrolls, because of that Axe main hand. But the good news is their end of turn damage that they apply does not care. It does not depend or hinge on any of their stats. It is base value. There's Heartbreak, another big steal, plus 46 health. Velantara sitting in green health, Sticky in the yellow. There's a big. Oh, throws Spear. Vampiric Strike is the one that gets snuffed. Had to pay 25 health to play it and didn't get anything in return. Pretty big news. Hopeless Grasp on the second rebound, though. 2 applications of the Drained keyword. Gets them some health. Velantara, though, teetering. Things are crazy. I mean, we've seen explosiveness out of Poisons that you can't necessarily have that explosiveness in Dusk. Dusk has to sort of chain it together. They gotta be a relentless, militant. Sticky at 17 Magicka. Everything else base stats. 1 application. Okay, 2 now. Applications of the Drained keyword. Here's a Disrupt from Sticky. What do they get? It's Purification. Oh, which is humongous in this matchup. Purification would have wiped all of the Toxin and Poison away from Velantara. Sticky gets the plus 100 off, and they are now in the health lead. Guarded Mind, gonna mess with some Magicka numbers. Velantara with no magic, it's sort of like a cat with no claws, to be honest. 152 now. They do have the agility advantage here, Velantara, the Dusk Titan. Frank Castell playing well against Sticky, but they are definitely in a sticky situation currently. Oh my, on the razor's edge, as some would say. Reacting second, Velantara, the biggest scroll of your tournament life. Disrupt is the play. What do they catch? Chronic Disease. It's the Hive Bomb. Hive not going to trigger. And then a mana drain as well. Going to put Sticky in a tough spot. Then a major recovery. What a turn for Velantara. Mirror Gaze just to floss that extra defense for the remainder of the next turn. Frank Castell played that well, drew the things they needed, and put them all in the right order. Unlucky there that Chronic Disease in scroll slot 1 for Sticky. That would have popped a massive amount of damage, and we might not even be talking about the healing scrolls of Velantara. This is what I'm talking about, though. This is the situation right here. Mutual Torment, big damage, but I think right now Velantara is just thinking about, does my opponent have enough damage? Ooh, that's pretty big. True damage from the spear or the javelin. Does my opponent have enough damage to even close this thing out? Vampiric going to make that even harder. Sticky down into double digits. Chomp, chomp. End of turn damage. Hex of Dusk. This is another steal. Is it enough? 50's not quite enough. Poisonous Spit. There's more and more end of turn ticking down. Valentara, though, does get to resolve first in the next turn. I've got to believe they've got 18 damage. 8 scrolls remain for both players, having to use everything they've got. Will Valentara claim another victim? And we go to game 5. Shezenik's up 2-1. It's stomp. Just simple, straight curb stomp to the eyeball. Valentara with another W. Sticky is gone. Shezenik's Frank Castell tied at 2-2 in grand finals. Woo! Sorry for all the headphone users out there. We are getting excited. We are getting excited. Holy! What a match. I thought it was over when the purification got snuffed. I was like, oh, it's fine. No. Then the mana drain further protected Frank Castell. The mana drain keeping the chronic disease off the board. Oh, my good gravy. Wild, wild, wild times. Wow. Chat, give it up. The matches today have been exquisite. Nice. Yeah, very nice. Go Curry. I do love Curry. Get some hearts in the chat. Get a couple party poppers in the chat. Let's get this thing going. We're going to game 5. Who's Shezenik send out? Oh, my. I just don't even know. I just don't even know. Oh, my goodness. The fun part about having 4 Titans is that it's not just whatever he has left, right? Shezenik still has a choice here to make who goes up against Valentara. GG's! Yeah, indeed. Wild match. Shelter the Forest Titan, a tournament veteran. Forest Titan, 30 defense. It looks like the aggro build. It looks like the aggro build minus the spike shield. Gonna go with Mad Mirror instead to try to keep the Magicka number down of Valentara, I think. I think that's the thoughts here. Chat, you'll let me know. Chat pros, help me, help you, help me. If I'm misrepresenting the thought process here. Oh, me, oh my. Here we go. Game 5 of grand finals. It's game time, people. It is game time in every sense of the word. Spiked armor. Let the defensive games begin. And I say defensive games, but like defensive games, we're talking about defensive games. 119. Valentara gonna have to find blood magic quicker, sooner than later, or else it is gonna be a dead scroll in the deck. If you can't rely on having minus 100 and still being alive, you just can't play it. Oh, I'm not scared. You guys are scared. You know? You know? Because if you know, you know. Oh, my. Boop, beep, 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 beep. All right. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Entangle, gonna peel it all away. And then the reversal. Plenty of mana for both players. Shattershriek spending a whole pile, though. Hoping they're going to dip below that half health line and maybe get a blood magic for half the payment. Loveless Lunge still costing 60 is unfortunate for Frank Castell. Their plan there was to get below half health, have that Shadow Veil keyword, charge them only half of the payments of those health-centric scrolls. Shelter with the earrings versus the insect mustache of Valentara with the aquatic fin earballs. Here we go. He said earballs. What are we doing? What are we doing? Dense defense. Getting that defense number up to 70. Steal. Valentara knowing full well I can't let these stat lines get out of control. That is when Forest is most potent. Here comes 65 from Log Hit. Oh, the Dispel. Giant Dispel here, peeling away all the stat increases that Shelter has, still dealing 36. And now here comes the health gain. Headbutt. Headbutt to lower. Oh, to lower the agility, but they have 6 versus 5. The steel scroll, so good. Velantara going to act first. This one is close. They've all been close. Who are we kidding, chat? They've all been close. Game 5 grand finals. Shelter. 5 in the hand, 10 in the bag. Velantara, 5 in the hand, 10 in the bag. Ooh! It's going to be a real sprint to the finish. What's it going to be? Run for cover is the Velantara choice. Living Woods, defense plus 60 for Shelter. Then the Mana Drain. Shelter going to be missing that 50. Bloomguard gets eaten, which is actually, I think, better than damage. Oh, speaking of damage, plus 85 there for Velantara. Shrapnel going to be big. We have not gotten the Nature's Boon play, though, which Shrapnel only played based on the attack stat instead of the defensive stat there for Shelter. Not the plan Shizenics had in mind when they put those scrolls together. $165 to $212. We are officially entering the end game here of game 5. Who has a better end game plan is an interesting quandary. The steel scroll now going to get that agility advantage in Shelter's favor. Mystic Ritual going to get Magicka numbers up for Velantara. Again, it's a tug of war of the stat lines between these two. Oh no, rejection gonna steal. Whacking therapy gonna be big. 68. Here comes Vampiric. Can they close it out this turn? Can Frank Castell reset the bracket? Take us to bonus minutes. Not this turn, they can't. Not this turn, they can't. Shelter going to act first. Velantara definitely one scroll away. If Shelter cannot find some sort of solution, some sort of way out of the hole. The mind games, the decks, everything. Disrupt to disrupt combo. The back-to-back-to-back Ironclad for defense. Mutual Torment would have killed. Reinforced armor, even with defensive buffs. Oh, it's Agony! The big... dropping the hammer. Agony. What an absolute coin toss, Frank Castell. We said they were ballsy with the blood magic play, but playing Agony, losing 80 health, and praying that your opponent is dead. Oh my gosh, the calculation station. Frank Castell resets the bracket. We are going to bonus matches. Boys and girls, the bracket has been reset. Shizenics loses the best of 5, and now we play the tiebreaker, another best of 5 to decide the champion. Oh, my goodness. Wow. We nicknamed Frank Curry in the Spanish chat. Got you. I got you. Oh, my goodness. We have a fresh... The agony of Shizenics right now, bro. That is such a Hail Mary type of play right there. Just crazy. Just the biggest brass confidence. Holy cow. I just can't even need some water. Surely we had a different style of games. You think so? Shiz now with the bracket reset going to be playing a little differently. Oh, you're just saying since it's the third time they play. Yeah. Crazy matchup. They played in upper bracket finals. They played in grand finals. Bracket reset. We're going to play in grand finals part 2. Yes. Because, Tushar, now both players have 1 loss, right? So technically they're both in the lower bracket. And now we play again. Whoever loses this match will have 2 losses. They'll be eliminated from the tournament. The other player will be the winner, the champion. Oh, the content, boys and girls. Here we go. Are we going to see the same lineups? He didn't lose any games. Yeah, Shazenix did not lose. He was in the upper bracket the whole time. So he came 0 losses before that match. Here we go. It's Shelter versus Seraph. Now, people, we've not seen, well, we did see Shiz lead with Shelter before. We did not see Seraph lead with, Frank Castell lead with Seraph. Whew. Shelter sporting the same outfit from last match. We got Shield and Mad Mirror. Frank is a box of surprises. I love that. True Strike, first scroll, says, I don't really care about your defense. It's going to deal some true damage. True damage in this game just means regardless of defense or attack stats, regardless of any stats at all, the written damage is what gets applied to your opponent. So long as it doesn't get canceled. Oak Strike for 100. Come on, baby. Wind Blow. Seraph staying healthy in the mana department. Mana Well for Shelter. Earthquake Smash. Big one. 63. Shelter's 60 defense, though, helping to thwart that attack. Oh, me, oh, my. Oh, me, oh, my. What is the angle here? I will say unequivocally, statistically, and historically, Sky does not play very well into Forest. Now, we do see the main hand Champion's Axe. Ooh, log hit. That's actually going to hurt. Missing that defense, but also missing the Nature's Boon keyword. Forest creature is going to deal 50 instead of more. Bloomguard. Defense for everyone. Seraph barely out of the hole. Back up to 10 defense. Gonna have to hit that whirlwind spin a few times. You know what I'm saying, chat? Whirlwind spin for life. Ooh. All right. All righty. Bracket reset. This is Grand Finals. I'm just going to call it Grand Finals again, even though we've already played one match of Grand Finals. This is Bracket Reset Grand Finals. Game number 1. The Fallen. Oh, Seraph. Seraph pumping up the volume up to 125 attack. What's the play? Whirlwind spin. Oh, does it return? It does not return to deck. 113. No return to sender with the aerial ace. Keyword. Seraph, though, at 125, just still letting it loose this turn. 125 attack is nutty. But Shelter with the 80, they just keep rapping on the door. Without this 80 defense, this turn would have deleted any other Titan. Absolutely deleted them. Seraph still has 35 attack and will resolve scroll slot 1. There's definitely, I mean, Hurricane could deal enough damage. Long shot, question mark? Guys, long shot with, oh, I'm thinking about agility. Earthquake Smash on 35? Maybe? I don't know. We'll have to see, chat. What? Oh, going to go with the defensive swing instead. Peeling away the defense. Oh, it's a mana drain. Seraph going to be stuck with barely anything, but Champion's Tail is enough. Gets through. Not enough damage, though. Here's the 60 defense. Seraph going to have to just sit, I think. Oak Skin, huge. What's scroll slot 4? Give the people what they want. Shield Bash. No, it's going to be Earthquake Smash. Still going to deal a whole pile of damage. 91. Double digits for everyone. But the stat line tells the story. 21 agility for Seraph. Oh, I thought the mana drain was going to be enough. Shelter sitting on 48 health. It's not looking great. There it is. Tail Strike for 88 to send a message. Shazenix down 0-1. Frank Castell with the W has the lead in the series for the first time. has the lead in the series for the first time. We saw in the previous series, Shiz go up 2-0, and then Frank won 3 with their Dusk Titan. Frank going to be playing Sky again. We'll see what Shiz decides to throw in there. Holy, what a wild time it is. What a wild time it is. Chat, my name is Ross. I'm glad you're here. Make sure you're following us on all our social medias. Instagram at Reign of Titans, at Reign of Titans Tales, at Reign of Titans IN, at Reign of Titans BR, at Reign of Titans GG, at Reign of Titans Esports. Actually, I don't think there's Reign of Titans GG on Instagram. It's just at Reign of Titans. Whoop! Anyway, follow all your favorite players while you're over there as well. Just saying. Get the community pumping, swirling. Let the world know Reign of Titans in 2026 is going to be the place you want to be. Join the Discord, join a team, find some training partners, learn the game, hone your skills for season 2, and maybe you could be in the running for $1,000 in the next season championship. Manage Reign on turn 1. Sticky is the choice here. Sticky is the choice from Shizenix. Steel, great scroll, of course. It doesn't really affect Sticky a whole lot, except for that their defense. Oh, off rip. Gets a little swarm in there, a little swarm attack. Letting loose that hive keyword. Seraph takes a hot 70 there. Seraph with all the stats, though. My, how the turntables. My, how the turntables. Seraph. Calculated play here. Obviously with 46. Ooh, Champion's Tail going to be the play. Pretty medium level damage, but the debuff is really what they're looking for here. Says keep that defense down into nothing land. True Strike for another 60. There's a big mana drain. Seraph now going to have about half of what they thought they had to spend this turn. Poisonous Spit from Sticky. Mana Well just in time for Seraph. Thought, yeah, I might get mana drain this turn. I'll just put up my Mana Well. Easy peasy. Right back at it. Oof, we finally get some separation on the health bars here. 313 to 263. 46 agility still for Seraph. Definitely going to be in line first to resolve scroll slot 1. Is it go time? Is it go time? We see a little bufferoo there with the, what was that, Flying Menace. Oh, Axe Throw gets absolutely canceled, but it's okay. Tail Strike coming through for big damage. Going to put Sticky down. 1/3 of their health erased, but then they get the plus 100. Drink Acid has been a legendary upgrade for the poison element ever since its change, and it keeps poison in the match long enough to try and get that hive keyword, try and get those poison and toxin keywords pumping, but you got to be alive for that, you know? So shout out to Drink Acid. Seraph at 209, Sticky at 201. We do see 20 and 30 in terms of poison and toxin applied to Seraph for the end of turn. We'll see if that grows or shrinks over the turn here. Tackle is the play. Medium damage, but even more importantly, the double bind keyword applied for next turn. Then we see a run for cover, which means Sticky's next attack is canceled. Perch. A little recovery here, a little recovery there. It's the Toxic Waste. How much hive? 115. Seraph down to 85. Oh, but there's an 80 from Whirlwind Spin. Sorry, the animation's got a little fluff there, but that was Whirlwind Spin for 80. And now we're right back neck and neck. 16 agility to 15. Seraph could close this. 81 damage from a Sky on base stats. Base stats Sky. 81. No, Vampiric, though. Going to get them, 13 health back. Body Slam Lowering the defense of Seraph. Sorry, it's not. Just damage. Claws. It's over. It's over. 69. Nice. And Sticky is dead. Frank Castell. An animal. A machine. Crushing right now in the bracket reset grand finals. Up 2-0. One match away from $1,000 US. Whoa. Frank Castell. For those of you that are playing along at home, Frank Castell has won 5 matches in a row against Shizenix. 5 matches in a row. 3 with Dusk and now 2 with Sky. Crazy competitors, man. These players are wild. Been practicing for months for this day, Championship Sunday. Oh, here we go. Game 3. Will it be 3-0 and a handshake? Shizenix takes Lumiere. The Dawn Titan. Frank Castell with Seraph. Oh my goodness. Seraph changing main hand weapons again, not needing the champion's axe to take the defense away from Lumiere. Instead, going to use the Epic Prodder, which is again a debuff, but it's more of a blanket debuff than just a targeted defensive removal tool. Lumiere, the Dawn Titan. We've seen Lumiere take 1 win in the last series. Snare it is. Going to lower that defensive number. Mana Drain again on turn 1. These players are just drawing like gods. I think True Strike has been turn 1 for Seraph as well for at least 3 matches. Stomp. $410 to $347. Subtle. A subtle matchup is how I could describe this. Dawn versus Sky. Again, the Dawn can be very squirrely here. Speaking of, there's the blinded keyword. Seraph's next attack. Ooh, Tail Strike was big in the last match, and it does 0 this time. Mirror Gaze is big for defense. Mana Drain, though. Lumiere going to have 55 left. Claw Swipe. And the Meditate for Seraph. Mana bar looking super nice. Meditate for Lumiere as well. Why not? Fair serve, fair return. And now we move into the next turn. Raised defense for Lumiere. Raised attack for Seraph. Very healthy mana bars all around. Nothing too terribly crazy. Just a sneaky turn here. Will Lumiere go for the blind again? Will they apply some damage pressure themselves? Bloomguard. It's a Bloomguard party, folks. Bloomguard on both sides. Essentially makes it a wash. Now it comes down to who spent more resources into this defensive wall, right? It's a game of inches and angles, this Reign of Titans. Heroic Strike coming in. But again, on the... Wait, 0 defense for Seraph. I'm not sure where it all went. Shrapnel, though, with 105 dealing 63. Here's Whirlwind Spin on 105 for 117. It does return to the deck. Big coin flip there. Earthquake Smash for 100. Seraph down to 68 with no defense that turn. That was Lumiere's chance, and they took full advantage. But with the agility advantage, 31 little boots with wings. Seraph going to activate first. Do they dodge? Do they heal? Do they... I don't think they attack into a 202. They've already played Mana Drain. It's going to be run for cover. A little dodgeroo here. Lumiere, did they see it coming? Swift attack is the play. Scroll slot 2. Shrapnel, it's damage. Lumiere, did you see it coming? Diamond Hands. Za. And we're not going 3-0. Shizenix putting up a fight. Go into game number 4. 1-2. Shiz versus Frank Castell. Grand Finals bracket reset. Boom, baby. Championship of the season for Reign of Titans. It does not get better than this. It does not. It does not get better than this. This has been the most entertaining Grand Finals in quite a while. No shade to our other Grand Finalists, but the dynamic gameplay, the elemental expertise from all these players, absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Shiz takes a game, back in it. Lumiere going to have to go 3 in a row. Oh, going to play against the Forest Titans Sage Art in game number 4. This is match point for Frank Castell. Can Sage Art close this chapter and close the door on second place, leaving them with that big fat check? Come on, folks. Make some noise in the chat. Get crazy. Please give it up for these two players. Shizenix, Frank Castell. Two of the greatest Reign of Titans players we've seen to date. All right, what's the game plan here? What's the game plan here? Forrest's game plan is a little bit more straightforward. Get my defensive number up, play Nature's Boon, drop the hammer. Lumiere, though, is playing the Champion's Axe. Maybe saw this Forest switch coming and has the single highest defensive debuffing scrolls in the game at their disposal. I feel like if Sage Art's stat line can be controlled, they lose this match. I think even if they get a few spots of punching through big there with Spike Shield or even Shield Bash, I mean, even things like Timber, forest creatures, like poking some of those through. Dawn is not known for their healing prowess, you know? If you could put Dawn on their back foot, they are scrambling. Yeah, he got guessed. It's true. Champion's Axe is out. There's a blind from Lumiere. Ooh, eats a Timber from Sage Art, which only 15 mana was wasted. Frank doing well here. Another run for cover, though. The 45 as well. The double dodge turn for Lumiere. Crazy guesses. Lumiere says, I bet with my stats all down like this, you'd love to just come punch me in the eyeball. And Frank said, I would love that. Indeed. Indeed. Let's finish this thing. But instead, the double dodge from Lumiere. Oh my. Still lots of work to be done. Of course. 340 health for Sage Art. 418 for Lumiere. First scroll honors going to Sage Art. It's Bulwark Bless. Big defensive increase. And Bloom Guard for Lumiere, which is going to peel away some of that defense, but more importantly, get their own defense up a little bit. Mirror Gaze. Oh my gosh, the defense. The swapping defenses right now, crazy. Just jockeying back and forth. A little bit more, a little bit less, a little bit more, a little bit less. Shield Bash! How much? Tell them what they've won. 91 damage. Lumiere does not love taking those to the chin, but all in all, the trading of the defensive stats back and forth last turn, I mean, neutralized a lot of the big damage potential there. Lumiere even still with 50 this turn. And the agility advantage to play scroll slot 1 first. What do they do with it? What do they do with it? Oh my. Increased attack, not choosing to attack themselves, but going for the buff instead. Ground pound. Frank didn't play scroll slot 1. Frank didn't play scroll slot 2. What am I missing, chat? Frank didn't play any scrolls? Is he going? Is he flipping the switch? Is he saying, I bet you don't have the damage to do it? That turn was wild. Increase attack into 3 attacks. Unanswered. Lethargy damage for Sage Art. Frank. He's got a big brain. Frank's got a big brain, chat. We can't just pretend we know what's going on. I'm on edge right now. This is game 4. There we okay. Okay, Frank's alive, playing a scroll We thought for a second might be snoozing, but just decided to take the attacks. I mean, do it, brother. There's the champion. Oh my, peeling away a lot of that defense. Absolutely neutering that. 39 from the headbutt. What you got? Steel punch from Sage Art. Lumiere, do you have scroll slot 4 loaded with the diamond hands again? It's their signature at this point. And we're going to game 5, people. This is wild. Lumiere goes 2 in a row. Can they make it 3? Match point, tournament point, day point, season point incoming. The winner of the next match wins $1,000 US. This is crazy. Absolutely nutty, people. You can't even write a script this good. You can't. Internet issue? No play? Oh no. You can't even write a story this good, chat. Yeah, we'll just have a bracket reset. We'll go best of 5 again. We'll take it to game 5. Instead of Shazinix going up 2-0 like they did in the first match, it's going to be Frank Castell goes up 2-0 in the first match. Then we try for the reverse 3. Like, who is writing this? Reign of Titans official is back there just getting crazy. You can't write it. You can't write it this good, chap. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? We're going to see Lumiere playing. It was hacked. GG's. What? They got hacked? What does that even mean? What do you even mean? Lumiere versus whatever Frank Castell tries to bring. Oh me, oh my. Game 5 of the bracket reset grand finals. Chat, we got 8 likes on the YouTubes. Can we get a couple, 10 likes on the YouTubes? Oh my God, you do like me. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, definitely hit the subscribe button and click that little bell, and you get notified every time this channel posts a video or goes live. First 2 for the moderators. Wait, what? Apparently the first 5 places are guaranteed. What does that even mean? The first 2 for the moderators. I'm going to need more information, Emmanuel. I'm glad you're here, though. I'm glad you're here. So glad you came. Oh, people, we've got Valentara coming out for Frank Castell. This is I'm telling you, the script is too good. Valentara in the first match won 3 in a row to reverse 3 Shazinix. Now we've got Valentara coming out as the stone wall to stop Lumiere, who is trying to reverse 3-0 Frank Castell. People, we're going to have to put this on some drama networks, dude. What's it going to be? Lumiere, Valentara. We still have Champion's Axe in the main hand of Lumiere, sorry. Cheat, temporal shift. Temporal shift on turn 1. 0 damage will be dealt. There's a stomp. Nope. Regeneration. Just for the MPs, I suppose. Lumiere changing quite a few scrolls in the deck. Maybe even a totally different deck, question mark. We've already seen 2 scrolls that weren't in their deck last match. But maybe they just swapped 2 scrolls. Maybe they just, I mean, anything can happen here as long as you bring the same Titan back. You're the king of the hill, brother. I don't think we can say that the RNG has been in any way manipulated, people. I'm not ready to say all that. Mana drain. Mana drain. No scrolls were played, hey? Valentara, maybe Frank having another internet issue, or maybe just having a big brain play. Only losing 10 there, relatively unscathed. However, I think that was the turn where Temporal Shift got wiped away. If Dawn beats the Dusk. Aren't they weak to each other? Don't they have elemental strength and weakness to each other? Is that true, Chad, or did I make that up? Annoyance from the main hand weapons, Frank Hessel. Hey, on the chat. What up, dude? Great job today, brother. Third place. Well done, well done. Yes, interesting play. What is going to happen here? 40 defense for Lumiere. Valentara on base Magicka. And of course, as soon as I say that, stat lines all ripped away thanks to that steal. Oh, Mystic Ritual as well. We're getting a Magicka buff just before Valentara going for it, it looks like. Seeing an opening and taking it. Lumiere playing Titan Bliss. Unfazed. Hopeless Grasp there as well. That is the, playing on 2 trained keyword stacks. There's a Joke's on You from the Living Fruits. Mana overflow for Valentara. They know. Both players are well aware of the situation here. Lumiere has done some switching up here in game 5. Valentara trying to stick to the good old-fashioned game plan. Who comes out on top here? It's a hard one to see. It's a hard one to see for me personally, anyway. Yeah, playing through the losers bracket is absolutely a commendable experience. Ooh, Titan Sense gets, oh my goodness. That would have been more shenanigans. Lumiere out of one of their tools, though. Defender's Oath would have then restored that. Agony, the hero of first set. Bro, that's a crazy lineup. That's a crazy lineup. All those players are, how many of those players are tournament winners, you know? All of them could have been. Lumiere winning right now and in the scroll race to the bottom. Major recovery for Valentara. What an interesting play since they have otherwise relied on lifesteal. Claw swipe. Valentara going to play healing nature for Lumiere. Might not get a disrupt here at all. We enter the mid game, maybe even the mid-late game here. 5 scrolls in hand, 7 and 9 in the bag for these players. Again, in Reign of Titans, if your scroll bag is empty, if you are out of scrolls and your opponent's not dead, you lose at the end of the turn. So that may become something that something to watch for. Shining Echo going to block the next attack. It's revitalized. That's not it. Valentara, did they play an attack in scroll slot forward? Nope. Going to heal instead. Valentara with all the stats and even more scrolls at this point. The blinded keyword is still applied. You can see with the eyeball with the slash through it in the status effects next to them. Their next attack will fizzle or it will exhaust at the end of this turn if they play no direct damage attacks. Emotional damage for 0. Oof. Emotional damage for 0. But again, I think they're looking a few turns ahead. Vampiric Strike. Want to get that through. Keep themselves healthy. If this comes down to mana overflow, health totals, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild. 5 in the hand, 2 in the bag for Lumiere, 5 in the hand, 3 for Valentara. I'm just waiting with bated breath. Run for cover the play with 60 Magicka. Oh, the blind gets blinded. The blind leading the blind, chat. And now Valentara can go, I think. I think it's go-go mode. Blood Magic. Are they going to be alive? Mind Control hits for 10. They are alive. They are alive. They do get a mana overflow, but the plus 200 there puts them right back neck and neck with Lumiere. Lumiere staring down the barrel of their last 4 scrolls. Valentara at 5 in hand, 1 in the bucket. It's definitely coming down to the final hand. Major recovery for Lumiere, going to get that plus 85 and be back in green health. Lethargy for Valentara and mana overflow. The tragedy. Every point of mana that you try to gain that you cannot because you're maxed out, you take 2 damage. And that might be how this game ends. We can only imagine what scrolls are left for Valentara. How do they have 6 scrolls for 388? I don't know. I just don't know. Mutual Torment for 70. That's a good start. Shatter Shriek as well to get that Shadow Veil keyword going. Rejection, going to steal some away. A Loveless Lunge paying half and getting the full benefit. But is it, I mean, here we are still. Nobody's fault. That's the beginning of the end. Mana overflow for Valentara. Joke's on you has been applied. Is this the end? Is this how it goes? Or is there a wipe of sorts? Valentara healing. Lumiere healing. End of turn, mana overflow. And the joke's on you. Deals the final crushing blow. We crown ourselves a champion for season 1 here in Reign of Titans. We write a check for $1,000 US. It's none other than Shizenix. Well played by Frank Castell, taking the runner-up spot. Whoo! In a 2 best-of-5 nail biters. Nail biters. It was ultimately the game plan to have 3 jokes on you and 2 temporal shifts in that deck. With the Titan Sense even got cleared. Eek! Super close. Shizenix takes the victory. Tips the scales. Second place, runner-up going to Frank Castell. First place, Shizenix, $1,000 US. And maybe more importantly, season 1, Reign of Titans, grand champion. Absolutely written on the walls in the land of Ario. Whew. Crazy, crazy match. And I would say, well, like the mind games were top notch in both lower bracket finals, grand finals, and grand finals part 2. An absolute chess match going on, chat. Again, take a screenshot. You were here. Is Heya here? He was just a minute ago. Third place, Heya. Second place, Frank Castell. First place goes to Shizenix. GG's. Whew. Chat, again, we're not done. I mean, we're done for today, but we're not done. Reign of Titans in 2026 is just getting heated up. This Friday, we have Titan Talk, which is your inside look into all things coming up in Reign of Titans for the rest of the year. Ads has promised us that we are getting some big news this Friday. We are getting the roadmap looking forward into 2026. What is season 2? What is happening in the game, etc. Mark your calendars, folks. Friday's Titan Talk might be the biggest Titan Talk you've ever seen in your life. It's gonna be crazy. It's going to be crazy. Chat, we got to get out of here, though. Congrats to all who played. Yeah, Tushar, great job today. Great job to everybody who played. Top 32. The 32 best players in Reign of Titans played their hearts out this weekend. So again, keep posted in the Discord on our Instagrams about what is coming next. Season 1, we just wrap it up. Put a bow on it, boys. Season 1 is over. We are moving into the future. Whatever that means. We're going to learn this week. I'm sure we're getting some details sooner than later. Join the Discord. Download Reign of Titans on any of your mobile, iOS, or Android devices. You can also play on desktop at reignoftitans.gg. Join a team, get some practice partners, and start prepping. The tournament scene is fresh. Primed for the taking. Again, big shouts to everybody who played great this weekend. My name is Ross. I'll catch you guys in the Discord and on Instagram today. But the next streamed tournament will be in some other way. It's over.